Yesterday we have seen the closing entries of the manufacturing account, trading account, and we have also seen the formats to prepare the manufacturing account, trading account. Today we are going to see the profit loss account and the closing entries related to the profit loss account and its format. So what is a profit loss account? It is the financial statement which shows the result of business. You can call it result of business or result of operation, or you can call it performance of the business, right? So what is your business operation which is conducted during the year, the results are declared into the profit loss account. तुम्ही वर्षभर परीक्षा देता आणि परीक्षा दिल्याच्या नंतर तुमची जी मार्कशीट असते त्या मार्कशीटमध्ये तुमचं परफॉर्मन्स दिसतो. तसं प्रॉफिट लॉस अकाउंट इज द रिझल्ट ऑफ द बिझनेस. वर्षभर तुमच्या बिझनेसनी जे काही सेल केलेलं आहे त्या सेल केल्याच्या नंतर त्यातून तुम्ही जी वजाबाकी करणार आहात, कॉस्ट यू आर गोइंग टू डिडक्ट फ्रॉम दॅट, आणि ते डिडक्ट केल्याच्या नंतर यू विल गेट फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल ग्रॉस प्रॉफिट इन टू ट्रेडिंग अकाउंट, and then you will get the net profit into profit and loss account. So profit and loss account shows the results of your business performance. It is prepared to find out the net profit earned or lost during the year. So this sentence shows the objective of the profit and loss account. Either you get net profit or you may get the loss. Sometimes it may happen there is no profit no loss situation also may occur. It includes all indirect expenses, for example, administration expenses, selling expenses, distribution expenses on its debit side. Then it records all indirect incomes and gains also on the credit side of that profit and loss account. And the end result is what? Again, net profit or net loss. If you got the balance on debit side, then it will be treated as net profit. If you get the balance on credit side, then it will be treated as net loss. And such net profit or net loss will be transferred where? To the balance sheet. Into the capital account we will add in case of this sole proprietor. Okay, in case of partnership firm we prepare capital account separately. In case of company we have to show it into the reserves and surplus. So this treatment we are seeing about the sole proprietor who is a manufacturing concern. Let us see the format for profit and loss account. First of all, we have transferred the gross profit or gross loss from the trading account. Here we can see it. If the profit is there, it will be credited, and the loss is there, it will be debited. Then we have recorded all the expenses of the business. All these expenses are called as operating expenses. Some of these are non-operating also. The loss on sale of investment is a non-operating loss, right? It is arise from sale of investment or asset. Office salaries, office rent rates, printing stationery, postage telegram, telephone charges, audit fees, insurance, entertainment expenses, these all are expenses related to the administration. So these are administration expenses, or you can call administrative expenses, or we call them office expenses. Then repairs are there. Repairs, if the repairs are of plant and machinery, they will go to the where? Manufacturing account. But repairs in office, those will be recorded into profit and loss account. Repairs of your warehouse or repairs of your showroom, those will be recorded into profit and loss account. Interest on loan is a finance charge. Sundry trade expenses are again office expenses. Conveyance is related to it is traveling allowance allowed to your employees to come over the office. Then general expenses, office lighting. Again, two losses are given here: loss by fire and loss by theft. These are abnormal losses. Then commission allowed. These losses will be calculated by considering the insurance. If insurance is there and insurance is covered, how much insurance covered, that will be recorded onto the asset side in current assets, and only loss will be recorded on the debit side of the profit and loss account. Then commission allowed to the salesman, advertisement, carriage outward, export duty, discount allowed, traveling expenses, bad debts, all these expenses are related to selling and distribution expenses. Then depreciation on assets. Depreciation again can be classified. Here depreciation on office furniture will be treated as administration expense, and depreciation on delivery vans or showroom furniture, that will be treated as selling and distribution expense again, right? Then on the credit side, we see here discount received, commission received, interest received, rent received. All these are the incomes which are received by the firm, not the exactly firm is incorrect about this, the sole proprietor. Miscellaneous income, then apprenticeship premium, then profit on sale of investment or other assets. This arise from financing activity. And lastly, we have calculated the profit or loss. So we will close it here. The credit side is expected to be higher because we have recorded the gross profit from trading account, and the gross profit should be as much enough to cover all these expenses. If it is not enough, then the balance will arrive here and you will get the net loss into your business. And if it is enough to cover your operating expenses, then you will get the net profit, which is on the debit side of the profit and loss account. That is the balancing figure of profit and loss account. So if you will be asked the balancing figure on debit side of profit and loss account is called dash dash dash, then the answer will be net profit. Then format with classification of expenses. You can classify the expenses in the format itself. You can write the administration expenses. These all the administration expenses already I have told you with classification. Then these are the selling expenses, we have discussed them. Then distribution expenses, remember about this depreciation. Depreciation also is classified according to the functions. Here also depreciation is there. This depreciation is your showroom building, showroom equipment, showroom furniture, delivery vans, vehicles and others, right? Related, it may be showroom or maybe go down. Next part is the closing entries for profit and loss account. So for profit and loss account, what we does, we transfer all the expenses to the debit side. So the entry will be profit and loss account debit to expenses, and even we transfer the losses also. We have seen into the format, see it here. In the last format it is given there. Here. Loss by fire and loss by theft. Even we record the loss on sale of investment also here. So second entry for transferring all the incomes and gains. All incomes and gains account will be closed with this entry. There will be no balance into their accounts now. All the incomes will be transferred to the credit side of the profit and loss account. So the entry will be incomes or gains account debit to profit and loss account. आता इथं जरी अशी एंट्री लिहिलेली असली तरी प्रत्यक्षातली एंट्री काय आहे, इंडिव्हिज्युअल एंट्री आहे. रेंट रिसिव्ड अकाउंट डेबिट टू प्रॉफिट अँड लॉस अकाउंट, डिव्हिडंड रिसिव्ड अकाउंट डेबिट टू प्रॉफिट अँड लॉस अकाउंट. इन दिस वे विल पास दिस क्लोजिंग एंट्रीज. आता प्रत्यक्षात ज्या वेळेला आपण अकाउंटिंग करतो त्यावेळेला आपण अशा एंट्रीज पास करत नाही. म्हणजे आता जे डिजिटल अकाउंटिंग आपण करतोय, डिजिटल अकाउंटिंग करत असताना किंवा तुम्ही एखादं सॉफ्टवेअर वापरत असाल, त्या सॉफ्टवेअरमध्ये अकाउंटिंग करत असताना तुम्हाला अशा एंट्रीज पास कराव्या लागत नाही. तुम्ही लेजर अकाउंटचे बॅलन्सेस भरले की ऑटोमॅटिकली तिकडे प्रॉफिट अँड लॉस अकाउंट तयार होतो. सो यू डोंट नीड टू दॅट, बट यू मस्ट नो द बेसिक्स, and that's why we are teaching you the entries. Then for transferring the net profit to capital account, last entry is there. Last entry, it may be for net profit or may be for net loss. If profit is there, then the profit loss account will be debited, profit loss account debit to capital account, vice versa. For net loss, capital account debit to profit and loss account. Next part is balance sheet. Balance sheet is a statement and not an account. First of all, remember this balance sheet is a financial statement, but it is not account. Though there are two parts of balance sheet. Here we write assets and here we write liabilities. So it is similar to an account. In account, what we does in profit loss account, what we do, we write all the debit balances here and all the credit balances here, right? But though balance sheet looks like an account, it is not an account, right? It is only a statement. Account does what? Account records all the items related to that accounts, all the transaction, all the entries related to accounts through the year, throughout the year. But balance sheet does what? Balance sheet records the financial position of a business on a particular date only. So next day, if you are going to prepare the balance sheet will be changed. 31 डिसेंबरची balance sheet म्हणजेच 1 एप्रिलची balance sheet असतेच असं नाही. 2 एप्रिलची balance sheet वेगळी असेल कारण 2 एप्रिलला तुम्ही आणखीन नवीन पर्चेसेस केलेले असतील, तुम्ही सेल केलेले असतील, तुमचा प्रॉफिट चेंज झालेला असेल, राईट? सो क्लोजिंग डेटला तुम्ही जनरली बॅलन्स शीट तयार करता. क्लोजिंग डेट म्हणजे कुठली? इयर एंडिंग. So balance sheet is a statement. It is not an account. It is a statement of financial position which shows assets and liabilities on a particular date, typically on a closing date. It is a summary of the balances of ledger account which are not closed by transfer to manufacturing or trading or profit and loss account. आपण कालपासून जे एंट्रीज बघितल्या मॅन्युफॅक्चरिंग अकाउंट, ट्रेडिंग अकाउंट आणि प्रॉफिट लॉस अकाउंटसाठी ट्रान्सफर एंट्रीज सगळ्या क्लोजिंग एंट्रीज बघितल्या. त्या क्लोजिंग एंट्रीज ह्या फक्त कशाबाबत केल्या जातात? जेवढे जेवढे म्हणून तुमच्याकडे एक्सपेन्सेस आहेत, इन्कम्स आहेत, गेन्स आहेत, लॉसेस आहेत त्याबद्दल केल्या जातात. त्या व्यतिरिक्त सुद्धा लेजर अकाउंट्स आहेत आणि त्या लेजर अकाउंटचे जे बॅलन्सेस जे ट्रेडिंगला गेले नाहीत, प्रॉफिट लॉसला गेले नाहीत, मॅन्युफॅक्चरिंगला गेले नाहीत, ते सगळे कुठे जाणार आहेत? बॅलन्स शीटमध्ये जाणार आहेत. So it is the summary of balances of the ledger accounts which are not closed by transferring them to manufacturing, trading or profit and loss. The balance sheet can be prepared in T form also and in vertical format also. So T form is what? This is the T form, right? Here we write the assets and here we write the liabilities. This is T form, and instead we can prepare a balance sheet in vertical format. In vertical format, first of all we write the liabilities and then we write the assets. So there are no two sides for that balance sheet. Then balance sheet can be prepared. Balance sheet can be prepared in the order of liquidity or in the order of permanency. सपोज तुम्ही जर असेट साइडला लिहित असताना तुम्ही स्टार्ट केलं लँड बिल्डिंग पासून किंवा गुडविल पासून. यू स्टार्टेड फ्रॉम गुडविल, देन लँड अँड बिल्डिंग, देन मशिनरी, देन फर्निचर, देन इन्व्हेस्टमेंट्स, देन करंट असेट्स. In current assets also you will first write the stock, then debtors, then bills receivable, then cash bank, then prepaid expenses. So this is the order of permanency. And if you are going to reverse, write the reverse thing. If you will start from cash, cash is the most liquid asset. Cash, then bills receivable, then debtors, then stock, then investment, then machinery, then land and building, then goodwill, then it will be the order of liquidity. So balance sheet can be prepared in the both way, but the most acceptable way is in order of permanence. So this is the format of balance sheet in order of permanence. Here it is given layout as per the permanency of items of assets and liabilities. Balance sheet as at. So goodwill less return of amount, you have to deduct that and write the amount into the outer column. Land building, we will record the depreciation. Depreciation will be on building only. There will be no depreciation at all for the land. Land is not a depreciable asset. Plant and machinery, less depreciation. Furniture, less depreciation. Motor vehicle, less depreciation. Any investments are there? Fixed investments, long-term investments. Then sundry debtors, less RDD. Bills receivable, stock, if any adjustment for stock are there, they should be made. Prepaid expenses, or we can call it income receivable. No. Sorry. Income receivable is the additional item here. Then cash at bank and cash in hand. So these are the assets of any business. Then on liability side, we will record the capital. We will first of all write the opening balance which is carried forward from last year. Then we will add the interest on capital if provided. Net profit will be added. If net loss is there, it will be deducted. We will deduct the drawings also. Then we will show the loans and bank overdraft, creditors, bills payables, then outstanding expenses and income received in advance. इन्कम रिसिव्ड इन ॲडव्हान्स आहे तो सुद्धा आपल्याला इकडे रेकॉर्ड करायचा आहे. आणि हे सगळं लिहिल्याच्या नंतर तुमची बॅलन्स शीट काय व्हायला पाहिजे, टॅली व्हायला पाहिजे. ओके. क्लोजिंग एंट्रीज फॉर बॅलन्स शीट. बॅलन्स शीट मध्ये सुद्धा आपण जे बॅलन्सेस ट्रान्सफर करतो आपण त्या बॅलन्सेसची एंट्री सुद्धा इथे क्लोजिंगची केली जाते. ओनली सिंगल एंट्री इज देअर. Capital accounts will be debited. Liabilities account also will be debited to assets account. That is your entry for balance sheet. Remember this entry. So that's all for the formats. First of all, let me take the attendance, and if time permits, then we will go further. Further, we are going to see how the assets are classified into the balance sheet. So fixed assets, basically the classification is made. Let me do the slideshow. Basically, the classification is into these types: fixed assets, current assets, fictitious assets, operating assets, non-operating assets, contingent assets. So first classification, this is traditional classification: fixed assets and current assets. Fixed assets are the assets which are used for long term. Land and building, machinery, furniture, vehicles, all these are fixed assets. Investments are also fixed assets. Then current assets which are used for only one accounting period, those are current assets. Then further fixed assets are classified into tangible and intangible. Tangible means what? We can see those assets, we can touch those assets, and intangible assets we can't see that. So goodwill is an intangible asset, trademark, copyright, we can see the trademark, but still it is intangible asset. Copyright, patents, these are the intangible assets. And tangible assets, we already know: the motor vehicles, delivery vans, furniture, fixture, land, building, plant and machinery, all these are tangible fixed assets. Then in current assets also there are two types of assets: quick assets and non-quick assets. Quick assets means the assets which can be converted into cash very quickly. Those are called as quick assets. And those assets which cannot be converted into cash in a shorter period, those are called as non-quick assets. Another name for them is liquid assets and non-liquid assets. Then fictitious assets. Fictitious assets are those assets which are recorded on the asset side of the balance sheet, but those are not actually assets. Those are heavy expenditures. Those are deferred revenue expenditures. We have seen the concept of deferred revenue expenditure. That may be the heavy expenditure which you cannot write off immediately. In which year where you incurred those expenses. So what you do, you write off that fictitious assets every year a small portion, and the remaining amount you record onto the balance sheet asset side. Those assets are called as fictitious assets. Then operating assets are those assets, or we can call them trading assets, which are useful for the trading business of the your enterprise. And non-operating assets, the assets which are not operating, which are not useful for your operating activity, those are called as non-operating assets. Then contingent assets, some assets are kept for contingency, those assets are called as contingent assets. Then the explanation is given here. Fixed assets have the long term benefits. Those are not meant for resale. फिक्स असेट तुम्ही खरेदी करता ह्या विक्रीसाठी खरेदी करत नाही. रॉ मटेरियल खरेदी करता तुम्ही विक्रीसाठी खरेदी करता, त्यातून तुम्ही फिनिश्ड गुड्स बनवणार आहात आणि त्याच्यासाठी ते रॉ मटेरियल खरेदी केले जातात. देन फिक्स असेट्स आर एम्प्लॉयड फॉर बिझनेस अँड हॅव युजफुल लाईफ मोर दॅन 1 year. फिक्स असेटचं युजफुल लाईफ हे 1 वर्षापेक्षा जास्त काळ आहे. Then tangible fixed assets, they have physical existence. Those can be seen by the eyes. Examples I have already told you. These assets are depreciated and these assets are accepted as security by the money lenders. Whenever you take the loan from banks or any other money lender, then these assets can be kept as mortgage and such assets may be lost in fire also. Intangible assets, those does not have any physical existence. It cannot be seen. For example, goodwill, copyrights, patents, trademark. Copyright means printing चे अधिकार. Then patent म्हणजे काय, ज्या वेळेला एखादं संशोधन केलं जातं आणि तुम्ही सरकारकडे त्याचं रेकॉर्ड करता की हे संशोधन माझ्या नावानं आहे, दुसरं कोणी त्याचं प्रॉडक्ट तयार करू शकत नाही, विकू शकत नाही, तर त्याला पेटंट असं म्हणतात. ट्रेडमार्क म्हणजे काय, तुमचं व्यापारी चिन्ह किंवा व्यापारी मुद्रा म्हणजे ट्रेडमार्क आहे. तुम्ही घरामध्ये कुठलीही वस्तू बघितली तर त्याच्यावरती ट्रेडमार्क असणार आहे. सो हिअर रेडमीच्या फोनवरती आपल्याला इकडे रेडमी ह्या अक्षरामध्ये दिसलेलं असतं. सो दॅट इज देअर ट्रेडमार्क. दीज असेट्स आर अमॉर्टाइज्ड, म्हणजे यांचं सुद्धा काय केलं जातं, डिप्रिसिएशन जसं काढतो तसं अमॉर्टायझेशन केलं जातं. दरवर्षी थोडी थोडी असेट काय केली जाते, प्रॉफिट लॉस अकाउंटच्या डेबिट साईडला रेकॉर्ड केली जाते. उरलेली असेट पुन्हा आहे तशी काय केली जाते, फिक्स असेट्स मध्ये लिहिली जाते. बट सच असेट्स आर नॉट ऍक्सेप्टेड ॲज सिक्युरिटी बाय द मनी लेंडर्स. तुम्ही लँड अँड बिल्डिंग तारण ठेवतो म्हणालात तर कंपनी सॉरी मनी लेंडर्स ऐकून घेतील, चालेल ठेवा. पण तुम्ही म्हणाल गुडविल तारण ठेवतो तर मनी लेंडर्स ते ऐकून घेणार नाही. दे विल नॉट ऍक्सेप्ट युअर गुडविल, दे विल नॉट ऍक्सेप्ट युअर कॉपीराइट, पेटंट, एनिथिंग दे विल नॉट ऍक्सेप्ट फॉर ॲज सिक्युरिटी ऑर मॉर्गेज फॉर गिविंग द लोन. Such assets cannot be lost by fire, but it can be misused by others. या असेटला रिस्क कशाची आहे, आगीत नाही जळणार आहे असेट. गुडविल तुमचा आगीत जळू शकत नाही, पण त्याचा मिसयूज होऊ शकतो. तुमच्या नावाचा वापर करून दुसरा कोणीतरी बिझनेस चालू करू शकतो. तुमचं ट्रेड नेम आहे त्याचा वापर करू शकतो. तुमचा ब्रँड आहे त्याच्यासारखी कॉपी ब्रँडची कॉपी करू शकतो. तुमचे कॉपीराइट असताना सुद्धा तुमच्या नावावर असलेली एखादी गोष्ट जी आहे ती दुसरे लोक, एखादं पुस्तक असेल ते छापेल किंवा फॉर्म्युला असेल ते छापेल, एखादं मॅन्युअल असेल ते तुमच्या नावानं छापू शकतील. तर तुम्हाला क्रेडिट न देता ते छापलं असेल तर त्याच्यावरती लिगल ऍक्शन सुद्धा तुम्ही घेऊ शकता. Then current assets, which are also known as floating assets or circulating assets. These assets are held temporarily, usually less than 1 year. These assets are held for resale and consumption in business. So current assets are the assets which are held for resale or consumption in the business. Then current asset changes the nature from one category to another. सो हे बघा, करंट असेट्स मध्ये रॉ मटेरियल आहे, रॉ मटेरियलचा स्टॉक आहे तसा राहतो का, नाही. whenever you work upon that raw material, it will be converted into stock of WIP. Then it will be converted into finished goods. Then it will be converted into debtors and then it will be converted into cash. So the current assets changes their form, right? Hence they are also called as circulating assets. For examples, inventory म्हणजे stock, debtors, cash in hand, cash at bank and bills receivable, etc. Then fictitious assets which are not represented by anything concrete, that is tangible property or assets. They cannot be converted into cash. मुळात त्या असेटच नाही आहेत तर त्यांना कॅश मध्ये तुम्हाला कन्व्हर्जन करता येणार नाही. These are actually expenses arising out of financing activities. फायनान्सिंग ऍक्टिव्हिटी करत असताना काही एक्सपेन्सेस होतात, मोठ्या प्रमाणावर खर्च होतात, तर ते सुद्धा फिक्टिशियस असेट्स आहेत. फॉर एक्झाम्पल प्रिलिमिनरी एक्सपेन्सेस, ज्या वेळेला तुम्ही कंपनी तयार करत असताना तुम्हाला प्रिलिमिनरी एक्सपेन्सेस, नॉट ओनली फॉर कंपनी, एनी बिझनेस इफ यू आर गोइंग टू स्टार्ट, तर त्या बिझनेसच्या सुरुवातीला तुम्हाला काही खर्च करावा लागतो. दोज एक्सपेन्सेस आर कॉल्ड ॲज प्रिलिमिनरी एक्सपेन्सेस और वी कॅन कॉल देम फॉर्मेशन एक्सपेन्सेस. Then discount on issue of shares, expenses on issue of shares, discount on issue of debentures and expenses on issue of debentures. Such expenses are also called as fictitious assets, and other deferred revenue expenditures are also treated as fictitious assets. Suppose heavy expenditure on brand promotion. If you have expended 5 crores on brand promotion, then that 5 crores will be treated as fictitious assets and will be recorded onto the asset side of the balance sheet. Then operating assets. Assets necessary for operating the business are called as operating assets. Both tangible and intangible fixed assets are the operating assets. Whilst the assets which are not necessary for operating of the business, those are called as non-operating assets. For example, non-trade investments. तुमच्या जर नॉन ट्रेड इन्व्हेस्टमेंट्स असतील, तुमच्या बिझनेसशी संबंधित नसलेल्या कंपनीशी तुम्ही जर त्यामध्ये इन्व्हेस्टमेंट केले असेल, त्यांचे शेअर्स घेतलेले असतील, तर ते नॉन ट्रेड इन्व्हेस्टमेंट. सपोज तुमची सायकल प्रोड्युसिंगची कंपनी आहे आणि तुम्ही टायर, सायकलचे जे टायर आहेत ते प्रोड्यूस करणाऱ्या कंपनीमध्ये शेअर्स घेतलेले असतील, देन इट विल बी कॉल्ड ॲज ट्रेड इन्व्हेस्टमेंट. पण तुम्ही इडिबल ऑइलच्या कंपनीमध्ये, म्हणजे खाद्यतेलाच्या कंपनीमध्ये त्याचे शेअर्स घेतलेले असतील, देन इट विल बी नॉन ट्रेड इन्व्हेस्टमेंट अँड दॅट विल बी अ नॉन ऑपरेटिंग असेट. Contingent asset, when the existence of an asset depends upon the occurrence or non-occurrence of any event, such asset is called as contingent assets. For example, a decision pending in court about the ownership of a property. तुमच्याकडे एक बिल्डिंग आहे, पण त्या बिल्डिंग बद्दल कोर्टामध्ये केस चालू आहे की त्या बिल्डिंगची ओनरशिप तुमच्याकडे आहे की समोरच्या पार्टीकडे आहे. आता जोपर्यंत या कोर्ट केसचा निकाल लागत नाही, तोपर्यंत ही प्रॉपर्टी तुमच्या नावावर आहे असं तुम्ही तुमच्या बॅलन्स शीट मध्ये लिहू शकत नाही. मग काय म्हणून लिहायचं, तर ही आमची कंटिंजंट असेट आहे म्हणून बॅलन्स शीट मध्ये रेकॉर्ड केलं जाईल. सो दॅट्स ऑल अबाउट द क्लासिफिकेशन ऑफ द असेट्स. So that's all for the day.